Hey everyone, welcome to a new episode of the Psychology of Everyday Life. I'm Ashraf Rikash, and today in this podcast I'll be talking about unconditional love. Does true selfless unconditional love really exist? Or do people love others because they expect something for them, maybe unlovely? So, firstly, what is unconditional love or loving conditionally? Loving conditionally is a tragically beautiful condition of the human heart. Despite how often we speak of unconditional love, it is a rare occurrence which makes it so utterly addictive when it is found. Love is the offspring of spiritual affinity, and the affinity is created in the moments we live. Therefore, when we have the affinity and indescribable, indefinable soul connection with someone, it can be almost impossible to forget how it once felt or to try to pretend that it didn't or doesn't still exist. This is why we sense in people, as much as our head tells us that it's time to move on and let go, our heart simply refuses to agree. The reason for this is that whether we like to admit it or not, we all crave that deep, intimate connection. This this can seem tragic at times for some people. It may mean they place themselves in a position in which they could be treated poorly. It may lead to being taken advantage of or being treated callously. However, for others, it is a journey that takes them through limitless lessons, and even when there is pain or separation, the heart continues loving, learning, stretching, uh, growing, or wherever, and opening wider despite a strong temptation to permanently slam it shut. When we are in this kind of dynamic, we may tell ourselves over and over just to let it go and move onward, far from all the memories. However, the reality is that when we focus so much energy on let it go, we actually achieve the opposite and create a strong magnetism to the person. To let anything go, we must render to what is. We must understand what is, and we must accept our fated circumstances without attempting to push or pull them out of sync. When we stop struggling, we float. It is the law. It may sound crazy to some, but many of us will even grasp tightly to people we know are bad for us, people who cause us turmoil and trauma, and yet we still can't figure out why we want and feel like we need them around so badly. You may ask why. Yeah, exactly because we love them unconditionally. We can read every book on the planet and listen to every piece of advice that good friends offer, but our fingers will not uncurl from the grip of someone we love until our hearts fully understand that we can never lose someone who is simply not ours to begin with. And the very essence of love is that it is fluid and ever flowing, and it cannot be controlled, stopped, and restarted simply through determination and will. When we know it is okay to exist in this world without being physically present uh, in the lives of those we love, it is okay to love from a distance. It is okay to accept that not everyone who deeply connects will forge a life with one another, and that is okay to feel grief and sadness as we feel the one we love silently slip away. Uh, when we know that we do not need to worry our minds and hearts with the hows and whys of letting go of anyone. All we need to do is remind ourselves that love cannot be trapped. It requires space and freedom, and the highest form of love is to continue loving despite the circumstances not turning out as we might have hoped, dreamed, or wished for. Then we surely know what loving conditionally feels like. Unconditional love is not for the faint hearted, neither it is a choice that anyone makes. It just says, or it is not. And it can be both pleasant and unpleasant. Therefore, when we find it, it can feel like both blessing and a curse. Regardless, it is something we have to come to terms with if we want to live in peace, as the nature of unconditional love is that it will continue to exist with tenderness and forgiveness lying at its roots. So I will be gladly happy to read the comment down below about what you think about unconditional love and your proper opinion about the subject. So hope you enjoyed this episode and stay tuned for the next one.